Or not. Or we're in Minecraft. You start from the noodles. And if you know, you know. This is just a chest home that I have. It's just a giant chest. But it contains all these different items that you can collect on the server. Even an oval sword. It works. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I play Minecraft. I'm a Minecraft developer, actually. I do scripting. Got my hubby's house over here. Playing my gaming PC too. Yeah, unfortunately I don't get a lot of FPS. This is my hubby's home. He made himself a little free. I think it's cute. I planted roses around this property. I live in a giant chest. I can get in there. But it contains all the item frames. It has all the miscellaneous stuff in it. Big magma cube as well. My hubby's treehouse. Using a keyboard for controls. Yeah, I'm using a keyboard. the hell? On top of another. That's it. Yeah, let's just go somewhere random. Okay, work here. This looks like home. Want to join me? The Discord is in the description. You can join me in the voice chat if you're 18 plus. And the server is listed on the screen, paradisehiddenisland.com. The server owner of this server is Craft. He's not a furry, which is coincidental. I don't know what that is. That's some admin shit. Walking stick spear. That's actually interesting. I want to try that. I want the bread. Put this in your offhand. That's cool. Oh, Jesus. You took Kurai about the spawn of the stuff. I want to check out the flashlight. Right click to turn off. Once on, it always works in off hand. Not working. Try better sounds. I like rose bushes. Here. Here's what I do for work. I am a full-time caregiver and a part-time nurse. Since we've got affordable housing, that just seems weird. Have God mode on for those interested. So is affordable enough for anyone where his friends access to workbench for a portable workbench. Place it off, man. I don't know. I got it though. Wait, what if I put this in here? Does that work? Oh, it works. That's cool. Need to talk to Kura about the spawn generation of that stuff. It's a little too generous. Well, it's the intent for it to be generous. Sorry, I gotta change my hearing aid batteries. At my toes. My hearing aids go doom doom battery. Lets me know that I need to change my batteries. My power is low. Again, you can join if you're 18 years old or older. You can join the Discord. I'm live in the screen here in Discord. You can join me in voice. Of course, I have God mode, so I don't care if I get log posted. That'll change once the server officially launches. Official. Yeah, there's a lot of cool. I would be playing on another server that's an official Minecraft server, but they're having freaking problems right now. So I wanted to log into this server to see if I'm having the same issue or if it's just that specific server, and it seems to be that specific server. Anyway, red texture buff. This item can be used to color items, to use the item to craft it. With any item listed in a texturable, textures by the magical jump tiger or bugs to create scrap. Now it's dark enough. I want to test the flashlight. Whoa, it works. It stops working. There we go. That's awesome. I love it. That's amazing. I love it. You done yourself correct. Bucket sticks. Okay, I need workbench. and I need a furnace. Y'all. I'm going to switch over to Rise server. I actually need to AFK. I'll be back. Sorry about that. My hubby needed the bathroom. Thank goodness I have God mode. Alright, I have a pickaxe. Fix that. My brain's fried. Okay. Mods like full light are allowed on the server, by the way, so if you're using the mods, that's fine. I'm gonna start mining like normal. Plenty of coal for now, so I'm gonna ignore that. But texture puffs. Just reread this. Wait. I wanted to go to the other server. Where did I say islands?
Hello, Panda.
Hi.
How's it going?
Doing alright. I'm currently live streaming on on the test server.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a village, and you know how you raid those chests because they got goodies.
Yep.
Is it intentional for the special items to be spawned in like very generously?
Yeah, right now it's just like it spawns in like a pre-made list of them. The plan is when we actually go to like put it into more of a production setting, it's going to check what loot table it's pulling from. So if you're, say, a ship, you would have like a different loot table that would add different custom items. Right now, it just generates a loot table differently.
Okay.
It just pulls a bunch of them from random stuff.
Okay, because I was looking through those chests and I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And I was thinking, it's like, this is very generous. Maybe this is a bug? So I figured I'd get a hold of you real quick.
Yeah. Are you on 21.4 or are you on 21.5?
I'm on the newest version.
Okay. You don't use the vehicle code then because it doesn't work in 0.5. The shader needs to be updated.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. That's the only problem with the vehicle code. Which is kind of a big problem because it's relies on a shader for the 3D maps. I assume you've kept up on the
Yeah, I've been reading the
weirdness.
updates.
Your audio cut out for a sec. Did you say you have or haven't?
I have.
Okay. Yeah, so you know what it's like, the weird stuff that it's kind of pulling.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, the shader hasn't been updated for 0.5 yet. My hope is that when the shader gets updated for 0.5, it will start trying to import more levels. Because right now, the importer is also version specific. So if I like import the 3D models won't work in 0.5 from what I understand. So I need to go in and I also need to edit some of the 3D models to remove things. And like make minor tweaks, but I need like a idiot proof system for it. Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you can't get mending anymore, right?
That's the goal. I was considering making it so you can either have mending or you can have MCMMO, and you have to give up MCMMO in order to have mending work. And any item that has mending, when used by an MCMMO player, will break faster.
Works for me.
Yeah, being like, look, if you really want mending, but because you want like a vanilla experience, you can, but it's a bad idea because like your tools are gonna break twice as fast when it's being used by a non-mending user, and you lose MCMMO, so you're gonna be doing less damage. You're gonna be repairing stuff for more money, like for more materials. You're going to have different downsides.
I forgot
And
Mom's
like,
ragdoll.
if you really want vanilla, oh yeah, the ragdoll system's good. It's only the hostile mobs. I don't want people being like, ha ha ha, check it out, I can kick a fox down the stairs. You know? Although I was considering if I did like a demo version or like a trial version, I ever tried to like sell the ragdoll system.
Yeah, there's a furry server called Furry Refuge that might actually be interested in these strips.
I know the Furry Refuge, I believe.
Yeah, they're
who owns it?
I forget the name. Something Moth.
Mm-hmm.
They're currently having
I know
issues.
of Moth.
They're currently having issues with logins. That's why I'm not playing on their server currently. But yeah, they might be interested in the server. Or the scripts,
Maybe.
rather.
I know of the Furry Refuge. I think I'm in the Discord.
Do the ragdolls cause any extra lag to the server?
Yes. Depending on the situation. So the ragdolls have a main thread that basically generates the entities that are used. Do you have you know, like F3 and I think B or something that like turns on hitboxes?
I can turn on hitboxes.
Yeah, if you turn on hitboxes and you hit a ragdoll, you'll notice that the hitboxes, like the blue line, stays where the mob dies. And that's because they're spawned on the main thread, and then an async thread moves them around. The problem with the ragdolls is the only reason that they are feasible is because we have extra cores. If you were like a single core server, then you know you could have a really bad time. Because I know the ragdolls, if you're pushing them to the point where there's so many that they start having problems, you can get like 6 cores of physics calculations running. And like, you know, but that's having like a couple, it's having like 100, 200, 300 ragdolls, I forget the number. I've got it capped at 50 currently. So it basically just limits how many can exist.
Okay.
When you create the 50th ragdoll, it deletes the old one. The only exception is TNT. And the reason that TNT is an exception is because it's the only thing that actually affects gameplay.
Okay.
So it will not despawn TNT, but when TNT explodes and creates rubble, the rubble inherits the TNT's number. And TNT also only exists for like whatever number of seconds the timer is. So it's one of those things where TNT really shouldn't be a problem because it only exists for, I don't know, let's say like 5 seconds. And to create 50 ragdolls within 5 seconds, somebody's just trying to really lag the server most likely. But then if you throw them, it checks when they explode, and if they go like, oh, this is obviously, you know, like getting spammed, it won't generate rubble, because that would be another physics engine. So there's been something done specifically to prevent performance problems, but it's still running like 50 physics engines simultaneously on the server. Like it's still like not an ideal performance situation.
So the TNT blows
each...
up like a creeper does.
Yeah. There's thrown TNT as an item. That is like a stick of dynamite that you throw as like a grenade. And explosions underground will generate rubble, but only underground and like in the nether. But the my concern was basically somebody throws TNT, the TNT explodes. Well, that's a problem. Because trying to lag out the server, throwing a spamming TNT in the nether between a couple of people, that will explode and then generate X amount of rubble. Part of the reason that the ragdoll code can handle so many ragdolls is every ragdoll is its own physics engine. And since they're their own physics engine, they will perform rather well, because even if they're like take twice as many resources, if you have 8 cores, that's still 4 times the number of ragdolls than if you're stuck using 1, kind of thing. And that's ignoring hyper threading, which is like 25% performance boost or whatever.
Right on.
Yeah, so like the ragdolls won't touch each other because they don't know that each other exists. The other big issue
into each other if they're nearby.
Yeah. They also technically aren't safe code, because they do asynchronous world reads for world detection, which you know, isn't technically approved because you're not supposed to do anything in bucket async for like the buckets API or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is doing asynchronous world reads, and which seems weird to me because you can do asynchronous like loading of world chunks. But I don't know the best way that you would do that.
Yeah, I get you.
Smarter coders than me could probably come up with a better system, but I'm also not coding it in Java. And not only am I not coding it in Java, I don't know much about proper coding. So for me, I haven't had any problems in my testing really with the fact that it's reading async. And I'm kind of going like, well, if it's doing asynchronous reads, that's not that bad. Because it's not like it's writing anything. It's just going like, what's the collision shape of this block? Is it blank? If not, don't, if it's not blank, then check its bounding boxes and
my main
create something.
concern was the generous chests. I went ahead and I emptied my inventory of all the ill-gotten gains. But,
oh no, help yourself. I actually want people to mess around with them. That's why they're so generously spawned.
no, I'm talking about
I'm
talking about using God mode to go dig down and just get a whole bunch of wars and stuff.
I mean, you do whatever you want in the test server. It's not overly concerned. My main thing is I wanted it to be. I want people to kind of mess around and play test and experiment with it.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I've noticed the flashlight needs to be in your hand and not in the shield hand.
To turn it on and off, yes. But if you like do a hand swap with F, it will work. The issue is when you like click on it and move it out of your hand. If you just do like F to switch hands, it's fine. The issue is doing it through inventory breaks it.
I see.
Yeah. And that's just because like the code is running, and when the code is running and it detects that there's nothing in your hand, it goes, oh, you must have put the flashlight away, and turns off. And that's basically it. It's just checking that your hand constantly has the flashlight, and then as soon as you put it in another hand or you put it away, then it goes, oh, the flashlight is gone, and reacts accordingly.
I can push the ragdoll around.
Yeah, the ragdoll pushing is kind of buggy, but at the same time, I don't really know of a better solution currently. Because it's not async. So like it technically, like I can't even go, hey, where's the player? Because that's not allowed. So I have a separate line of code that is checking the player's location and then making it into a shared variable that anything can access. And then the physics thread is just going, hey, where is the player according to this list? And then placing a physics object there. So technically every player on the server is put into every physics engine as just a basic player shape that gets plopped around.
When you get a warp spawn, it puts you on this slime block.
Yeah, the spawn, I think, is the same location. Yeah, the reason for that is because this is literally just a copy paste of FHI with a new world. So the spawn location in the top of the tree or whatever is at the top of the tree.
You've been doing a lot of work on this thing.
A decent amount. The physics has water interactions as well, and like a couple of different things.
You have a
Right now,
camera in here
the
now too, right?
yeah, do slash. I think it's like camera SKB or SKB camera, or it might be like slash take picture. And there's two. Only one of them works because one of them uses one system, one of them uses another system, and the software stuff being updated for one of the two systems.
Yeah, it's take picture SKB.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that now I didn't make the camera plugin. I just took one that existed and modified it. Not super well. And then there's another camera system that I was looking at because it's nicer. But it would also then be trying to like mix two codes because the other camera system actually takes has the Minecraft resource pack in it, and it actually maps textures. So you take a picture and it actually has like, say, like the dirt and grass textures and everything mapped to it properly. And I'm like, that is beyond my what I think I can pull off.
It doesn't record mobs too well.
Oh yeah, it entirely like ignores mobs to the best of my knowledge. There is technically a way to do players, but it's basically just a 2D picture of their like bottom texture, not the top texture.
So they're naked.
If their skin is a naked skin, then yes, and I could see that being an issue because I know people have done that on our server before.
Yeah, there's some
so
people that have clothes and they're naked underneath, like with penis and everything.
Yeah. So it's one of those like, I'm fine not having players be able to be in the picture and it just being like for scenery purposes. Because that seems, totally reasonable to me.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to see is a tree plugin that it's kind of like Tree Feller, where you chop the bottom of the tree and the tree just falls down.
Mm.
I've seen other servers do it, and it's really nice.
I know the one you're talking about, I've seen it before. I think it's like Lumberjack or something. I've kind of avoided it because like it is just like it's already basically a thing in
MCL.
Yeah. And it just makes getting wood a lot easier, but like if I make the server easier or harder in some way, I also want to make it harder in some way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If the tree falls on you, it hurts you.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Does it always fall in one direction, or is it random?
It's random. I was like, why do I keep getting hurt? And then like, oh, the tree's falling on me.
Makes sense. I mean, in theory, if I could, replicate the code it uses for, like, generating the tree that falls, I could probably make a physics-based tree that would fall over and roll around and everything. But like, it's a lot of effort.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm happy with my nonsense the way it works. That being said, I think it would be funny to make it so a TNT cannon actually functioned.
Does slash random work on the test server?
It might. I think it does.
Okay.
It's Josh's old code. I haven't tested it too thoroughly, but there is the issue of like it's not updated and it's using data packs for some of it, and some of it isn't data packs, and
Okay.
some of the data packs have stopped working, and
Slash pickup doesn't work.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, granted, that should be really easy just to throw together in like a script because it's literally like loop all dropped items in radius of.
Yeah, slash random doesn't work either. It's one of those fun things, about the server. Slash random does all these nifty things, and if you level it up, slash pickup does extra stuff like pickup experience moves.
I forgot that was a thing. I mean, right now I've got it more or less, I think, set up for. I haven't been touching the survival focused code in a while. I've been focusing on the driving thing because the driving thing is simple enough that all I really need to do is program in the logic for like winning and losing races. And technically, that's a complete server. You just join, enter races, and I go, cool, I have a functioning minigame server. It's just that the minigame is only driving, which, considering the fact that somebody goes, hey, what's
Yeah, that'd be one thing. That's a unique thing.
yeah, nobody else, to my knowledge, has a functioning physics racing simulation in a Minecraft server yet. Partly because, dear God, why would you do that? Now, I will admit there is one big problem with it.
Which is?
Your inputs are affected by ping because all the simulation is done on the server. So if your ping is like 200, your visuals are delayed by 200, and then your inputs are delayed by 200. So it will scale with your ping in terms of how bad it is. However, it also means that cheating is impossible. Short of somebody making a tool-assisted speed run, basically, where they have like a Logitech, let's say G502 mouse, that they've programmed to run a macro when they hit a button, because you could 100% just macro the game because it checks for inputs every tick. So there is like a thing where basically the physics engine is only running at 20 frames a second for logic. Even your movement is technically kind of like 20 ticks per second. It does multiple steps because I was trying to fix a bug, but even that I might change if performance becomes an issue. But so far, it seems like it's not a problem at all.
When do you think
I
that
think
the
that
server will be ready to launch?
I don't know.
I'm willing to stream the server.
Willing to what?
Stream starting out on the server. Right now, I'm streaming on my channel as well, but I have like 1.5 thousand subscribers.
Okay, that might not be a terrible plan then.
Because you launched the server with the spawn and everything, and I'll make a video, a live stream like I am now, just showcasing the server.
Not a bad idea. I mean, I might have you. If next time I update the pack, it might be like you want to do a video even on like the vehicle simulation or something. Did you see? Did I send you the General Lisa? Did I show you that?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Do you know the Dukes of Hazzard?
Discord videos haven't been playing for me for some reason, so I haven't been.
I don't.
I've been reading.
I don't think I have a. I don't think I've got a video of it. I think it's just something that like.
Okay.
I did up at some point. The General Lisa. Do you know the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been reading your updates though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if I posted announcements or not. Oh yeah, no, it would be the last announcement. It's just the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard, but with a trans flag and a license plate that says the General Lisa. And I'm like, this is great because politically it's just a complete flip. The people that would be mad that there's a trans flag on it are probably the people that would be totally fine with the fact that it had a Confederate flag on it. And the people that would be upset that it has a Confederate flag on it would also be the type of people that wouldn't be upset that it had a trans flag on it. It's like that's entirely flips its political likability.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people that told me to put a trans flag on the Cybertruck, but I can't think of a reason to do that. My Cybertruck plan is I have a White House level, and I'm just going to make it so the Cybertruck is just the vehicle that everybody gets in the White House level. Everybody drives a White House, like a White House Tesla, and then I'm going to replace the White House paintings with other paintings. Have like the Elon salute and that picture that Trump hates of himself that somebody painted that he wanted removed or whatever.
Okay.
And then just like throw in a couple like goofy paintings. Same thing with I need to also do some texture edits for the Nintendo levels because I want to try and remove Nintendo's IP so there's like one less reason to sue. So like Luigi Raceway is going to become Mangione Raceway, and the pictures of Luigi are going to be replaced with pictures of Luigi Mangione. And I'm like, cool, now it's still Luigi Raceway, it's just Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, Americans fixing their healthcare system with gun violence.
If it works, it works. Like,
I don't condone violence and murder, but I understand.
Yeah, it's like we don't condone murder, but I mean, the other guy kind of did murder. He did murder first, you know? He just did it for profit. I had this conversation with somebody, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not right. You can't just shoot somebody. And I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. You're the CEO of the company, right? And you put an AI in charge of reviewing like approvals for medical funding. And you run the test and they come back and they go, hey, the AI is making mistakes on 90% of patients. And you go, hang on, I have this program that makes mistakes on 90% of healthcare claims. And if somebody gets denied that shouldn't be, they will die. Well, it's more profitable to have the 90% error rate because it denies people that shouldn't have been denied, but it makes us money. So I'm going to let these people die for profit. And then I go, so if killing people is fine for profit, if Luigi Mangione was robbing him, shot him and stole his wallet for money, does it now become acceptable if killing people for money is acceptable? And they're like, well, no. I'm like, okay, then the other guy killing people so that his business makes more money for profit, knowingly having people die by using a system that he knows is broken, means that he's also killed people. He should also be held as a murderer, basically. And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, okay, is it the fact that, like, it was done in person? Let's say that I'm in, like, a Coca-Cola factory and I do drugs and I have drugs with me, and I see, like, the police come in and here they're looking for me and I have drugs on me, and they go, and I throw, like, some fentanyl or something into the Coca-Cola vat, and I don't know who it's going to kill, but somebody, you know, might get, like, some fentanyl in their Coke or something and die.
Mhm.
I just don't know who it's going to be, but it, you know, it benefits me by keeping me out of jail, but I'm not, like, personally walking up and shooting somebody. Does that now mean that it's more acceptable than just shooting somebody directly? What if I was a drug dealer and I was doing that for profit, and so now all I've done is I protected myself for profit, and I'm killing somebody, but I don't know who, and it was done for business reasons. Is that now acceptable?
Do
And I was
chickens
basically
ragdoll?
trying to go, like, no, only most hostile mobs. There's a few hostile mobs that don't. I didn't do it to any of the, like,
Okay.
neutral or friendly NPCs, because I didn't want it to be a situation where it's like, yeah, this is the
You didn't want people farming and then making ragdolls from hell.
yeah, well, not just that. I don't want it to be a, like, animal abuse simulator where people are, like, taking a mace with knockback and seeing how far they can, like, hit dead chickens. You know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Like we've done before
Being
with the social distancing stick.
yeah. If you have the ability to generate an admin weapon, it takes damage and knockback, and if it's a mace into account. So if you have, like, an admin mace, it will just yeet the mobs. It will yeet them quite a ways.
I just made myself a social distancing stick.
Mm.
I'm still considered a head admin, even though I know there for a fact that once the server launches, I'm not going to be admin anymore.
I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna just, like,
Just move me to helper.
reset a lot of. Yeah, or Ghost. I'll probably do something along the lines of, like,
Yeah, helper or ghost, one of the two. That'll work.
I'll I'll probably, like, reset the staff team and just be like, hey, if you, like, used to be staff and you want to, like, try staffing or something, let me know. But, like, generally speaking,
Yeah, I have no interest in being
you
head
know,
admin anymore.
you never had interest in being head admin, sir.
Yeah, well, I only did it because you needed the help.
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
And you don't need the help anymore because you pretty much got this down pat. And the server's not
yeah,
really populated.
honestly, you'd be surprised. There's still a lot of, like, the actual plugin shit that I'm bad at. Like, if I have to do, like, regions, I'm like, fuck, how do I do regions again?
Mm.
I also need to figure out how I'm going to do the checkpoint system in the racing sim, because I actually don't know how I'm going to do checkpoints in the racing sim. Because I need some way to, like, check how players are doing, but I don't know how exactly I can do bounding boxes or anything like that. Or if I reuse the level locations, or if I just go, like, there's only one Luigi Raceway, there's only one of each level, and you can't have multiple groups trying to play the same level at the same time.
Mhm.
But then like the logic of like, well, if it's hard, do I hard code it or try and soft code it? Because I wanted to soft code it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in theory, the like I said there, like you should be able to basically make a task with a macro. But yeah, I'm hoping to, if I can launch just the vehicle part first, that should basically be able to be its own self-contained
I'm sorry, I'm loading up something and you're lagging.
game performance. Like I think I could probably run it on like a just do like 1 or 2 maps and just run it on like a free host. Because when I check how long the physics code takes to like loop for like a single person, it's like 2 milliseconds or something. And I think it rounds up or it might round down. But if running the physics system is only taking like a couple of milliseconds of time, I haven't tested it with more people or anything, but you lose some level of performance just based on the fact that like there's physics engine overhead and it's checking a bunch of the logic. But I think in theory I should be able to make it so that it's just like one non-async chunk of code that loops, and then just do like 1 or 2 levels, and just be like the rest of it's over here, and then just do like Luigi Mangione Raceway, and throw it on like a free mine hut or something as like advertising, because then it would be a really small resource pack that wouldn't be that much to download, and then just goes like, this is the demo. The rest of it's free, but it's over here.
I'm trying to figure out how I reset my stats on MCMMO.
I think there's like some sort of MCMO reset or something.
Yeah, I don't remember how. I'm trying to reset everything back to 0 for myself.
When the server does a proper launch, or let's say I might try to do like an open beta and be like, hey, this isn't launched yet, but if you want to try it so that you have a better idea of what's going on when you do it later, like in the end, every elytra is going to be spawning per player. And the shulkers are going to be respawning. As well. And I think there's a way now that you can through tags make armor out of non-armors, and if that's the case, I want to see if I can do like...
Isn't there a way to do like I'm a demon now, or I'm a fish now?
Slash set playstyle.
Okay. That's how you
If you do it without the autofill, it'll give you a list. Once in a while, there's been a couple of bugs with them, so like, feel free to experiment, test them. There is a wiki technically that I can try and find and send you a link to. I'm just cooking some food at the moment. I had a bug with I think the shark code, or anything that had like, for whatever reason, whatever was underwater, when you went underwater, it created an infinite loop, and I had to go back and patch that recently so that the underwater creatures didn't just crash the server for going in water, which seems like something they would do.
Yeah, you had a demon on here before, and I'm not sure which one that would be.
It's the Helifox. The server name is going to be Helifox, and then the creature is the Helifox, and that's just because like the capital of Nova Scotia, as
I
Halifax.
see dwarf,
So
basilisk
Halifax.
lizard, bird, deer, dirt, Dutch angel dragon, Inderflute, hedgehog, honey badger, kobold, Komodo dragon, lapizard, rodent, spider, and water dirk.
Autofilled? Is there not one there that says
Oh,
like Halifax?
wait. I put in a D in it. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta love how many frickin' things exist. The Halifax gets damaged by water, by the way.
Okay. And it can travel in lava, right?
Yes, yeah. If you right click in lava, yeah, the only issue is you have to have something in your right hand.
I have something in my right hand.
Then you're good. You can hop around lava, and if you hold down right click, it'll be pushing you through the lava, so that you can zoom, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm trying to show off that mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, do you have like people streaming right now, or watching, or are you just doing like a video, or?
Oh, I'm streaming right now.
Okay. Anybody watching?
I get people viewing every here and there.
Okay.
You put in a lot of work on this, dude.
To a point, a lot of the code could be reused between different species. But I do need to do like a proper bug test kind of thing. Ow. Got some water bits on me.
One thing I'd like to see is the Neon City put into the server.
Yeah,
The Neon City is something that most furries and actually most servers in general don't do. They try to go for the more medieval thing.
yeah.
So having a
I mean,
futuristic server, it would be quite different, especially when you're having a racetrack.
Yeah. I mean, as a racetrack, it might work. The only issue is the size of the vehicles and the size of Minecraft blocks.
I mean, it could be a hub to go to different racetracks.
Oh yeah, no, like it might work as just like a hub. What I mean more is like, let's say that you try and drive over a curb.
Mhm.
You have to have a vehicle that is designed in a way where it goes, oh yeah, I could just drive over a half-meter high bump in the wall. Yeah, like if there's a wall that's like half a meter tall, I can just drive over it. It's no problem. You should check out my suspension. Right? Like I think even the most American of trucks doesn't have the suspension to drive over a half-meter high obstacle.
Okay, yeah, water hurts me.
Yep, water hurts you, but you know what? That's your own fault. I warned you, but that's because I needed to, because that used to be a thing for Nocturne. Nocturne was, he didn't take damage from lava, but he took damage from water because he was like a hell possum or something at some point. And I was like, you know what? If I make the hell creature really good in the Nether, because that's where it's supposed to live, then I want to also give it a disadvantage in the overworld because it's too powerful in the overworld. It's too powerful in the Nether. It has no fall damage. It can dolphin jump out of lava. You know, it can do a bunch of different things.
And the frog jumps higher too. I like that.
Oh, the frog?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them jump higher. The Avali, I think, jumps higher. The fox, if you hover your mouse, if you do like set playstyle, then you hover your mouse over them, it should tell you what perks they get. The perks might not be up to date if I've like changed how one of them works, but like generally speaking, it should tell you kind of what I was going for. Like I think the balloon might be out of date because it used to be able to walk on water. It just treated it like solid blocks. But that was going to be a performance problem. Basically.
Yeah, I recommend, by the way, to completely get rid of the fly ability.
Oh, /fly?
Yeah.
That's the plan. It's going to still be accessible to any player, but you get it by putting a dragon egg on a beacon, and then on top of the normal beacon effects, it will also grant you the ability to use /fly. So you can do it, but you can only do it in small areas, and there's a cost involved because it's a beacon.
Okay, that's acceptable. But I'm talking about like just being able to do /fly, like where I am now in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the ability to do /fly and then just fly infinitely in any direction. That's going away, but that's why it's like, hey, what do all these like animal perks do? And you're like, well, this makes, you know, like exploring easier, and this makes exploring easier, and this makes exploring easier, and this makes exploring easier, right? Like it's, hey, what does this do? It makes you run like faster. Like this just gives you like a 40% speed bump. Oh, sweet. What else does it do? Nothing. You pick cheetah. The benefit is the 40% speed bump. If you want some other perks, find something that only gives you a 20% speed bump. But then you can also stack it with having leather armor or chainmail armor or studded leather armor. And just having like shittier armor.
Does the cheetah with the walking stick work?
Yes, the walking stick is just like a speed bonus. The only thing I don't like is that it doesn't factor in some other stuff. Because I don't know how to factor in for like the elytra, your speed impacts it. So if you're like a cheetah, set yourself to like a cheetah and then just like use the elytra and you will fling yourself forward. Because it takes your speed attribute into account for it.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah, a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, it gives you a reason to not wear heavy armor. Because if your entire thing is speed, well, picture your freaking, a cheetah with wings, right? How well do you think a cheetah with wings would be able to glide?
Fair point. Is there going to be an admin shop?
I don't know. Honestly, did I ever tell you what I was thinking of doing for the way that the server opens to players?
I think there should just be player shops that are run by the players in their own property.
Yeah, I'm actually, I've already looked into that. I'm probably going to try and do what I said I was going to do at FHI before I got yelled at for being too political.
What's that?
The Den Market.
I don't understand what that is.
Okay, so the Den Market is an underground player mall. So if you ever need to expand on it, you just add more tunnels, basically. But it's a reference to the fact that Canada and Denmark have a land border now. Or originally it was because we had a land dispute with Denmark. And we handled it so much better than Trump did because we weren't making threats and being like, we will take this by any force. We were just like, well, we'll just leave some alcohol and a flag here, and then they'll come and they'll take away our alcohol
I
and leave a
remember
flag
that.
here.
I remember reading
Yeah.
about that on Facebook.
Yeah, so that's like a thing that exists. And anyways, I was like, yeah, there's this land dispute that we have that nobody cares about because it's a rock in the middle of the ocean that like has no real value. Like it's just a fucking rock. It is worthless, right? And they're like, no, that's politics. You can't have it in. And I'm like, well, hang on a second. I thought the politics rule was for like stuff that would be considered controversial. Because this is like pretty non-controversial. If we're gonna go with like no politics at all, judging by how things are going in the States, any pride shit is also then political and wouldn't be allowed. So can you give me a definition of political that would allow pride but wouldn't allow like a reference to this island? And then Noctri got mad and called me homophobic.
Noctri is a piece of shit. Just to point that out.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He wanted me to officiate his wedding.
Huh.
Yeah. He's getting married to one of the players he met from FHI, so he wanted me to be the one to like officiate it. And I'm like, interesting concept, but like,
Yeah,
I would also have to like.
The whole gay pride thing is a political statement. Like I have a gay pride flag in my background here, and that's a political statement. But people are like, "Oh, I didn't know you were part of the LGBTQIA plus community." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm part of the LGB community." But I take the T completely the fuck off.
You don't like the T?
Hell no. I don't like that transgender shit going on. It's fucking crazy as hell. Fucking story times for kids and like drag queen story hour and reading sex books and shit. No, fuck that.
Now, for some reason, that surprises me. I figured you would have been like, yeah. So you're not super into the General Lisa concept then?
I really don't care.
I think
my whole point is leave the kids alone. That's it.
Now I'm just hearing, leave Britney alone.
You just leave the kids alone.
I mean, honestly, like...
I grew up gay. I turned out fine. I didn't need books telling me how to have gay sex. I didn't have to have drag queens reading me stories. I didn't have to have books saying it's okay to be gay. I just grew up, and I'm okay. We don't have to barrage kids with gay stuff. Because lo and behold, most kids are not gay.
Now, I would say that the trans thing gets iffy because it becomes like trans sports, and you go, yeah, well, like there's biological differences that make it kind of weird. That's why there's separate like men and women's divisions in things.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're on hormones long enough, it still offsets it, but it would depend on the game on whether or not there's an advantage. And then depending on, if you're competing and the average is still like offset. If you want to see something that I find funny, Google trans high school wrestler meme. And let me know what you find.
Not right now, because that would lag my computer a little bit.
Oh, okay. You're also streaming. Anyways, the reason that I find it funny is there was a trans athlete that won a high school competition. And so if you look it up, there's a bunch of memes that are like trans wrestler wins women's like wrestling or whatever. And it's just like a bunch of memes that are like help, help, he's got a boner. And just like a bunch of things going, ha ha, the person who won has a penis. But it's a woman who identifies as male, is in female wrestling because they're a biological female, but wants to compete in the men's wrestling. And all they saw was that it was a trans person winning high school wrestling and assumed it was a biological male. So they're making jokes that basically a biological female shouldn't be competing in biological female sports if they're trans and identify as male. So in a way, they're actually being like super woke, but it's only because they made jokes about something without actually looking into it. And I saw like, and I kept seeing it multiple times. And eventually, I like did a Google search, being like, okay, so what is this story that they're getting mad about? And I'm like, they're getting mad that a biological woman is playing women's sports.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that so much.
To it.
It's becoming more and more of like a hot button issue. It's just like,
you gonna log into the server, or are you just gonna chill out in Discord?
I am currently kind of doing up some food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why if you hear sounds, you get like some water because I'm like currently draining some lentils.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Do I need to find a lid so I can drain this easier? There it is.
Looking for a town or a village. Shipwreck.
Oh, they should be easy enough to find. Spawn yourself a Lytra and just glide around as a cheetah.
I have /fly.
Well, that's actually probably slower if you can't do like /set fly speed.
I can do that too.
Yeah.
Found the village.
Oh, good. My lentils taste like lentils. Whether that's good or bad depends how you feel about lentils. But they're not hard, so I can actually eat them. So
they cause gout, so I don't eat them very often.
They call them, they what?
They cause gout.
Oh. I've heard of gout. Is it gout, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, gout. G-O-U-T.
Okay. I didn't know lentils cause that. I actually don't really know much about it, other than like I hear references to it.
It is super painful.
It sounds unpleasant. From my my limited understanding.
Yeah, it's not good.
Learning with Panda. You know this disease? Yeah, it's not good. Oh.
I have stage 3 kidney disease, so my kidneys doesn't... I have only one kidney, actually, so...
Okay, hang on a second. Weren't you just talking? Weren't you just talking about how you grew up fine? You were gay, you grew up fine. Now you're telling me you have gout and kidney disease? How do you know, if you go back far enough, the Republicans were like, oh, you see, Hurricane Katrina was punishment for gay people. How do you know?
Well,
that's
it's not that. It's... When I was growing up, my mom had Munchausen by proxy. So I was constantly going to children's hospital, and I was getting poisoned all the time. And she ended up killing one of my kidneys. And it caused damage to the other one. So I ended up with kidney disease throughout my childhood.
Oh.
Because my mom was a munchie.
Was a what she?
Munchie.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Like, munchie as in like they just munched and like they ate too much, or?
No, Munchausen syndrome.
Oh, okay, I don't know Munchausen syndrome. There's a lot of medical stuff that I don't know too much about.
Munchausen syndrome is where you seek out the attention of medical professionals. And if you're just regular Munchausen syndrome, you're seeking it out for yourself. But Munchausen syndrome by proxy, you're seeking out medical attention for somebody else to feel the medical attention.
Oh, is it just like the thing where you just start going to the doctor all the time and you're just like,
yeah, you're
you're just going there too much.
Yeah, you feign it or exaggerate a condition in order to get attention from medical professionals.
Okay, I know that because I've known people that I'm like, I swear to God, this person I'll be like, I've known people that like go to the hospital on a regular basis, and I'm like, man, I haven't gone to the hospital like in ages. And like the last time I like went to the hospital, it was like, oh, I found I had like a tick somewhere that was like really hard to see, and it was like super pale around it and like red in the center. And I'm like, oh, that's a weird reaction. I'm gonna go get that checked out. And they're like, oh, you're probably fine. Or I'm like, hey, I've been like having a sore throat now for like over a week, where it's like painful to swallow. And I'm like, it seems like and I'm like, yeah, it's been a week. Seems like something that's worth going to the doctor for. To be like, is there anything weird? And they're like, nah, you seem fine.
Put into perspective how often I see the doctor.
Yep.
I'm almost 40 years old, and I just learned not too long ago that I have mild scoliosis.
That also sounds unpleasant.
It causes some pain.
Yeah. I think that's good that like you can go to the doctor too much, and it kind of puts a strain on them. Now in the States, I gotta respect anybody who goes to the doctor on a regular basis, because like that's just a flex.
Hello,
I can afford to go to the doctor.
I'm sorry?
I said like in the States, going to the doctor on a regular basis is a flex. Oh, okay.
Okay, never mind. I guess that wasn't important. Go ahead. They hung up.
Oh, people do that.
Yeah, I get a lot of scam callers.
That sucks.
But I have to answer my phone because my hubby, I'm his caregiver. So.
How is it Rocky?
Yeah, Rocky Raccoon.
Or Raccoon? Okay. I was like, I wanted to say Rocky Raccoon, but then my brain was like, no, that's the Beatles song. And I went, well, maybe they're named after the Beatles. And I'm like, well, it's either Raccoon or Rocky Raccoon. I'll just go with Rocky, and that's probably the safe bet.
Yep, he's Rocky.
Rocky Raccoon checked into his room. But yeah, it's luckily I'm at the point where I don't have too many medical things going on. But like I know people who do, but I also know people that just seem like they were going to the hospital, and you're just like a seemingly like lot amount. So that makes sense. Apparently there's it's free to go to the doctor here in Canada. And apparently there's a thing where like there is some people that just go there because they're lonely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because you're old, you're lonely, and you're just like, I'm just gonna go to the doctor.
Loneliness is a real big problem for the elderly.
Loneliness is indeed a big problem. And then you put them in the old folks' home, and they just start fucking everything. Not lonely, they're too busy fucking. That is also a thing. Like the biggest places that like STDs are spreading now are freaking like old folks' homes, because they're like, yeah, we're so old, like it doesn't really matter. What does this do in like X number of years? It'll affect my fertility. I'm fucking like 80. Like that's not a problem. How long does it take for the symptoms to show up? Yeah, that's fine. That won't be a problem. And they're active.
Oh yeah, well, people are fucking all the time.
People love fucking. Like it's national pastime.
Yeah, when I was working as a hospice nurse, no kidding, but people would try to fuck the nurse.
Did you feel attractive?
Kind of.
Well, I consider that a win. You walk in and they're like, gotta get me some pander.
Of course, I have to remain
You ready to get?
professional. So.
Well, I mean, are you ready to get pan dirty?
No, I don't take advantage of the elderly and dying.
Yeah. I mean, do you know the whitest kids you know?
No.
It's like they were. It's like a sketch comedy show, but
I've
they
heard of
had
them,
a song.
I've heard of them, but I've never actually listened or looked at them.
I didn't even know them, except I had my VPN on to the States, and I got some of their like music in like autoplay on YouTube, and I'm like, weird that I've never like run into this. And then I sent it to somebody. It turns out that like some of the videos were just not accessible in Canada. So the only reason I found it was because I had a VPN on, and the VPN ended up bringing up with like an autoplay. They have a song called "Let's All Go to the Old Folks Home," and it's basically a bunch of a teenager who doesn't want to go visit his grandma in the nursing home, and he gets dragged there by his parents, and then he finds out that his grandma is on like painkillers, and he can go take his grandma's painkillers to basically get high. And so him and his friends are all hanging out at the old folks' home with them and doing drugs.
Yeah, they do drugs too.
Yeah. Apparently, the retirement home industry is kind of fucked right now in the States, and probably here too, because it's being bought out by like the whatever the like big for-profit company thing is. And they just like cut costs really aggressively, and they're like, oh yeah, no, we have like mathematical like statistics that show that like this company being bought killed this many of their patients, because we know that as soon as it gets bought by like one of these companies, they cut so many corners that like the death rates jump up. So we know that like this is going to kill this many patients.
I'll log back in later. My Minecraft glitched out really bad and crashed.
That happens. I'll also see if I can update the server resource pack so that some of the other maps and stuff are accessible.
Cool.
A lot of them don't quite like work.
Can you put the Neon City somewhere accessible? I'd like to show that off.
Oh, it's in the main server still. It's like warp. Oh whoa, what's this? And then there's like the spawn or whatever.
I don't know where it's at. I've looked for it and I can't find it.
Look at the warp list and oh what's this? Even if you float around the like area, set your render distance high or something. It's just around the outskirts, but I'm pretty sure there's literally one called oh whoa what's this spawn.
Okay.
And that takes you to it.
I'll try to find it later. I'm not going to open Minecraft again right now because it's resource intensive.
It crashed.
Yeah, it's resource intensive for my computer because it's an old system.
People just usually mod the shit out of it until it runs good.
Yeah, I'm using a Lunar client.
I had a weird thing where my I have like an Alienware laptop that I picked up got a bunch of discounts on it. I did this same thing recently. I had a family member that was like, "Go find me a like gaming laptop," because he travels a lot and
Mhm.
wanted something. And I came back and I was like, "Hey, I got you like it was already like $500 or $600 on off on sale," and I'm like, and I grabbed like an extra like 300 or something of discounts. So even like after tax, it was quite well priced. Um, if you like, keep an eye out. But at the time, after tax to buy the laptop, it was cheaper than just buying the desktop graphics card.
Hmm.
But I've had it been like freezing lately. So like I would be playing Minecraft and it would be freezing and like stuttering. I'm just like, but why? How? How do you play Minecraft so terribly?
I sent you an invite to Creator Junction. It's my server.
Creator Junction. Oh yeah, I think you've mentioned that to me. Don't think I've been active there in a bit, but I know that I've been in there before. It's just been a while.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Hmm.
We're completely adult only, 18 plus.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because we allow adult content now. Adult adjacent, no like outright porn, but
Oh, I was gonna say I know somebody who made some not safe for work Minecraft animations in game, and I was gonna be like, oh man, I gotta send this guy like, yo, show off your creations. But when he showed them to me, he specifically said that he doesn't make them anymore. I just found it funny
yeah,
that I'm
we have
like, oh
we
yeah,
have artists that are musicians and artists,
hmm.
and they make content that's not safe for work. So I don't want minors around that content.
I think if you put adult content on the internet, minors will get around that content. The only question is, are you doing due diligence?
Yes, that's my issue. When you join the server, you pop up with this thing that says you got to read the rules and agree to them. You read them, agree
Mhm.
to them, and the first rule says you have to be an adult that's 18 plus. And I
Yep.
know minors are probably going to be like, yeah, okay, I'm an adult. Fuck it,
Mm.
and they'll be in the server anyway. And they're going to lie.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing. Is I'm like, I know, like, if I ever did like any adult content, minors are gonna find a way. Even if you're like, well, it's only on OnlyFans or something, and like, you have to have a credit card, whatever, to sign up. I'm like, you can get around that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can just ask for like a random credit card generator that will generate like a card that looks valid but doesn't actually work to make an account. You won't be able to make any purchases, but I'm like, then you just go to Kimono Party or Coomer Party if you're doing it through like Patreon or OnlyFans or Subscribestar or whatever, and there will be exports of your content
Yep.
like there. So even if it's like, no, it's on a paywalled website and that's the only place I post it. Well, if you're popular enough, somebody's going to export your paywalled content to a non-paywalled site. Uh, and then does it even matter that it was paywalled at some point because it's not anymore.
Yep, they'll do that.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm like, all you can do is gatekeep what you have access to, and anything beyond that is really out of your control. Like you can't stop kids from seeing adult content because if you go ha ha ha, they
Yeah,
can't see my furry drawings because I
I know. I was
like
a
poured it
minor
up.
too at one point, and I was
Which
yeah. That's why
is like, oh no, turns around, just goes to Pornhub. Like it is a losing battle.
yeah. And I also try to avoid adults and minors interacting with each other.
That's just a theory.
I know.
Yeah. The good ones are the ones that just lie about their age. They're like, oh no, I don't have a I don't have a microphone.
But if I find out that somebody is a minor, I ban them. There was somebody in my server during my first Discord chill stream that was 15, and I was just noticing, like, I saw their legs, and I'm like, how old are you? She was like, oh, I'm 15. Like, I'm sorry, but you're cool as hell, but I gotta get rid of you.
I mean, honestly, I hadn't really thought of it. Like, you only see the lag, and you're like, lag. I know what a young yin's lag looks like, and I'm like, I haven't run into that. I haven't developed the skill set to tell underage by leg. Maybe I haven't been looking at young people's legs enough.
You just looked like a child.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's assuming. I had somebody that they messaged me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just turned 17." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Not overly concerned or anything like that. It wasn't my server. It was just somebody that was like in one of the VCs that had been chatting or whatever, and they like don't turn their
if the person was like 17
one of those people that like
years
doesn't
old,
turn their mic on, so I've never even like heard their voice.
If the person's 17 years old and they're about to be
what wasn't anything adult. They were just like, oh yeah, like I just turned 17. I'm like, okay, no real. It's just like somebody in one of the VCs, and I'm
what I'm saying is, if
talking
there's
to them the next day, and they're like, yeah, blah blah blah, I'm 18, and look, and I messaged them, and I just responded or like quoted their message from the previous day. And I'm like, you just said that you just turned 17, literally less than 24 hours ago. I'm like, if you're gonna lie about your age.
What I'm saying is, if they're 17 and they're gonna turn 18 in like a next month or something, I tell them, hey, just leave the server and come back, and I won't ban you. But if they insist on staying, I'm just gonna fucking ban them, and then I won't unban them. The best thing for them to do is just to leave.
Well, that's the thing is like if they know like that you're gonna like retaliate or do something based on their age, they're just not gonna tell you. The question is, if somebody goes, "Hey, I just turned 18," what do you do?
If they just turned 18, I'm gonna ask for proof.
Yeah. You're gonna what?
If I knew they were a minor and they just turned 18, I'm gonna ask for proof.
No. Like somebody just like they post and they're like, "Hey guys, I just turned 18." Let's say it's me and your server, and I've been there for like a year or something because I joined when I'm 17. And I go, "Hey, just turned 18 today. It was my birthday," and so they're admitting that they've been in your server for months, breaking the rules, and that they just turned 18. So they're saying that they're now legally able to be in your Discord.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you punish them retroactively?
I would have to talk with my other server admins.
Like, what the fuck do you do?
I'm not the owner of the server. So my initial thought would be to temp ban them for about a month or two to punish them
being
for
like retroactively banned because you admit that you are no longer breaking the rules.
Yeah, just to punish them, do a temp ban. But I don't know.
What if they admit that they're just turned 18, but they're like really cute?
Same thing. My sexual cutoff age is 25.
Wow, you're like the anti Titanic guy. So like when they age out of Leo, they like go to you?
I don't know.
Is it 25 for Leo?
I don't know.
I also don't know. In any case, you're better than Archer. If you know the TV show Archer.
I don't.
Well, there's an episode of Archer where he's basically hired to be a bodyguard for this like girl whose like father is like some rich guy, and the entire episode, she's just like blatantly hitting on him and trying to hook up with him. And he's like, "No, you're underage." And she goes, "Yeah, but we're in Germany where the age of consent is only 13." And he's like, "What the fuck? Is it like the Alabama of Europe?" But it was like the entire episode, it's just him trying not to sleep with this like 14-year-old who's just aggressively and physically trying to hook up with him while
Goddamn.
like but he's the bodyguard, so he has to like be around because he's like the bodyguard. So like at one point she's like trying to like do something and like somebody breaks into the room and he like attacks them or whatever, but he was just getting out of the shower, so his like towel had dropped, and then the rest of the people come up and come by and like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. And he goes, "No, no, no, there is an attacker," and they're just looking at him, and they're like, "Really?" He goes, "No, no, I swear to God, somebody like just came in, and I like threw this thing at them to like protect her," and they're like, "Bullshit! Like, what the fuck are you doing with like you drop your like towel or whatever?" As the entire episode is just him trying to not engage with this person who is just aggressively trying to hit on him.
Goddamn.
But the original plan was that he was going to sleep with them, but it was vetoed by the TV network that ran the show, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't care that it would be legal for him to do it. What we care about is that it would be happening on our network, and on our network, we don't care." Hey, there's some spaghetti downstairs if you want to eat something before you go. You already had lunch? Okay.
You need to head out?
Yeah. Oh, I made some spaghetti. There'll be spaghetti for tomorrow, next day, whatever else.
Right on.
But yeah, so it's just, if you look it up, it's actually kind of funny because it's just him desperately like trying to convince people that he's not trying to sleep with this 14-year-old. Well, the 14-year-old, as soon as anybody else shows up, just completely flips. As he's like, "My English is not good. What is a penis?" And they're just like looking at him, and he goes, "No, she's just fucking with you. Please, you have to believe me."
That's fucked up.
It's actually kind of funny, but he's kind of like the Quagmire character. He's the character that would normally be like the man whore. So it's just funny because it's just him getting like framed repeatedly by this person.
You're gonna have to send me that clip.
Just look up like Archer bodyguard or whatever, or should be able to find it.
Alright.
But it's I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but Archer in general is actually like a fairly good show. I would like recommend it. It's a little crude. It's basically like a James Bond parody. They also they had to change the name of the spy agency too, because the name of the spy agency was originally ISIS, and then ISIS happened, and they're like, "Shit," and so they like just completely derailed and like closed the agency and like did like a spin-off thing where like basically they did like they got arrested because they weren't even a legal spy agency. They were just operating their whole like spy company illegally. Was like the lore of it.
Yeah, I've heard of Archer, but I've never watched it. I've seen clips.
It's not bad. It's an interesting show at the very least. I'll
give it a check out. I'm still on episode 4 of Naruto.
Ooh, is he still doing all the sexy jitsu?
I think he's gotten to that point. I don't
Hmm.
remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. But yeah, in regards to what I would do in regards to somebody that just says they just turned 18, probably a temp ban. But I would definitely talk to the other admins and the owner of the server beforehand, see what they want to do.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where it's like, do you retroactively, like they said this admitted that they've been breaking the rule, but they're no longer going to.
Yeah. I mean, like,
That's
I wouldn't like ban them from the server. I'd just completely
Hmm.
mute them so they can't talk.
That makes sense, Archer.
And then I'd ask if their father is fuckable. I'm kidding.
Okay, so it's Swiss Miss. Okay, she's 17, not like 14. But now I know what it is. Swiss Miss. Wow, I can't even find like. I can't even find that clip.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find it either.
Well, there is. I'll send you the Irish Mafia.
You got Discord showing up on this on OBS now. This the clip in question?
It's a different clip.
Okay.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Fucking ads.
Can you hear me now?
Seriously, these potato heads have to be the unsexiest mob of all time.
You know who you're messing with, boyo. You have any idea who our boss is?
Nope, but 100 people surveyed, #1 answers on the board. Name the douchebag who's in charge.
Vincent Van Gogh yourself.
Vincent Van Gogh myself. Survey says...
Oh, Christ! Jesus, Archer!
What, Lana? I said it was a rampage.
Still, though.
Oh, you son of a whore!
Save it for the fast money round, Patty. 100 people survey, #1 answers still on the board. Name the douchebag who's in charge. Need an answer. Cock-flavored spit. Well, you never know what's going to be on the board. Let me see cock-flavored spit. Guys, that's 2 strikes. 1 more and the innocent Honduran janitors get a chance to steal the bank. I'm just assuming you guys don't know what actually goes on here. I hope that doesn't sound racist. Okay, kid.
He is a kid, Archer, so...
Lana, you're in the isolation booth. Looking for the douchebag. Who's...
Mikey Hannity, you say one word and I'll cut your yellow heart out.
Oh, Christ!
Mikey, you
That's
gotta
awesome.
listen to me. I have breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
So you'll forgive my impatience because I and a lot of other people have been trying to fight cancer with your boss's fake chemo drugs.
Chemo? They just told me it was cream for male pattern baldness.
Do I look like I need bald guy cream?
No, I
Mikey,
think...
I can barely get a comb through this. It's so thick my barber charges me double. I love my hair. As I'm sure you love your kneecap.
Franny Delaney! He runs everything out here in Brooklyn. Numbers, protection, dope, prostitution.
Victimless crimes, Mikey. Tell me about the counterfeit chemo drugs.
To make the pharmacists buy the real stuff. Delaney sells it to, I swear I don't know who, but they switch it with the fake stuff here. And those pricks do all the packing.
What? You guys are in on this? And I was worried about sounding racist.
Were ya?
They don't even know what goes on here. They can't even read English. All those dirty beaners care about is taking American
Hey,
jobs.
relax, Hannity. It wasn't all that long ago that everybody hated the Irish for swarming over here in their potato boats and taking all the jobs.
Yeah, wait, what?
Here,
And I'm
some
pretty sure,
representation.
and guys, feel free to correct me, that beaner is a pejorative term for a Mexican?
So
is that correct? Oh, no.
like 30 seconds.
Huh. Thought there'd be a little more overlap with the Portuguese.
Well, plus they're gagged.
Still, though. And third, is this the real stuff?
Yeah, this is all real. Why?
Because I'm way behind on my treatment.
Wait, Archer, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Lana. Did I mention I have cancer?
I know, but now in mid-rampage? You really think that's a good idea?
Let me see. To take my prescribed chemotherapy for my said aforementioned cancer? Yes, idiot, I do. I'm sorry I called you an idiot, Lana.
That's awesome. Let's see. Archer entirely too gay. Okay, let's watch that.
This is Google Pixel 9a with Gemini.
was,
It's free at Verizon, with plans starting at $30 a line. And this is Nicole asking, where the heck are you? And Gemini helping you respond in the style of Shakespeare.
He was
Get
not
Google
happy
Pixel
about
9a
getting
on
that
us and our new
assignment.
3-year price lock guarantee with plans starting at $30 a line.
I've got my top man on it. Or possibly bottom.
Mama,
The fact that it's not even on
Can I help you?
Well, I don't know.
YouTube
Can you?
is
this
actually
some
kind of
sort
funny
of
for like Swiss
viral
Miss. What,
marketing?
the too gay
What? No,
thing?
I
Or are
meant...
you asking me specifically if I have a penis?
It's more of a conversation starter.
And here's a conversation ender. Adios.
Oh, bilingual snap.
Thank you.
Do you not see me rocking this chiseled slab of hard man body? I mean, come on. Are you gay or not?
I am, but you are so not my type.
What? Hey, I am everybody's type.
Oh, please.
What?
You are entirely too gay.
No, I'm not. Are you kidding?
Oh my god, you like sneeze glitter.
Do you think
Thank you.
he's too gay?
Yeah, that's way too gay. Jesus Christ. That's funny as
So
hell.
the general plot is they're like, hey, we're gonna put you on a honeypot mission. He's like, oh man, I love honeypot missions. What's your name? And he's all excited, and they're like, it's this guy, and he's like, no, and they're like, yep. He's like, no. He's like, no, he's gay, and like you're best seductor. And he's like, no.
Mhm.
And then like they send him in, and then he's offended, and the guy doesn't want him.
That's awesome.
But-
So
Yeah. Archer, good show.
yeah, I'll check it
Would
out.
recommend.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Can you watch it on Amazon?
It might just be Netflix. I don't know.
Let me look.
But
No.
okay, I found everything wrong with TV sins of the episode.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
think
gonna get
that's-
copyright struck if I play too much of that stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am streaming. Anywho, let's see.
Yeah.
Lunar client launch. Try launching Minecraft again and see if I can get those tools and play with them.
You know when you realize that you have to be like a functioning adult, and then you're all sad because you have to be a functioning adult.
I just find it interesting that everybody's still a kid inside and nobody really knows what the hell's going on. They're just going through the motion anyway.
I mean, that's how I feel like Trump's doing things.
Do you like or hate Trump?
I like the entertainment value he provides, but I also think he's not fit to be president.
I'm ambivalent.
I find it weird that like he will lie about things, but he will lie about things that are very easily disproven.
Let's see. Zeke wants to know what our favorite food is. My favorite food happens to be lasagna.
Wow. We have lasagna, I just didn't make any.
Also, lo mein. Lo mein's a real close second.
That makes sense. That sounds like you're a noodle thing that eats pasta.
I love Lunar Client because I got cosmetics. I have a staff on my back and little shoes and stuff. It look like a little magical explorer. It's cute.
Do you know what I hate?
What?
It is so hard to like shop for USB cables now for like USB-C
Mhm.
because it's like, oh, I need a USB-C cable, and I bring one up, and I'm like, okay, USB-C to C cable can do 240 watts of charging, but then I'm like having to like dig into the like specifications and dig down. Um,
Hey, can I take a minute? I need to feed my goldfish.
you go feed your goldfish.
It's lunchtime for him.
Hmm. Yeah, I have to go through. So if I go to the Amazon page for like a USB cable, because I was going to buy one, but then I was like, actually, I want to double check that it is 3 and that I can use it for video because part of the thing I end up use it for a lot is video. And it's the fact that I have to like scroll down, find like see all product information, and then it's not there. So I have to switch to no, okay, no, it is just under another spot. I have to go through like 3 menus to find out that the USB cable is USB 2 and that it can't be used for what I would use it for because everything is just USB-C.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, I got Minecraft up. Go to gaming. Going to Halifax. My hubby needed the bathroom, so I had to help him with that. Then I fixed his sheet, his bedding. Watched the fish eat while he was using the bathroom. Why does your server say chat messages can't be verified?
Because we don't use the vanilla reporting system. I'm actually really pissed off about it because it actually broke our anti-cheat.
Ah.
Yeah. We used to have a really, really nice passive anti-cheat. When you clicked accept the rules, it made you type in a client command for like, well, most things used it. Like I know like Impact used it, Meteor used it, a bunch of the hack clients all used the same command.
Mm-hmm.
And when you clicked accept the rules, it made you run a hack command. And then the server could check if you ran the hack command or not. And then it would be able to tell if you were using a hack client or not. And we could do it anytime anybody clicked on anything in chat, basically. And so it allowed us to have like a pretty robust and passive anti-cheat system. Because it's like, yeah, I'm using a hack client. I don't even have any hacks turned on, and the server could tell. So even if you weren't hacking, it could tell you had a hacked client.
So does it think that Lunar client's a hacked client?
Probably not. What commands does Lunar Client have?
I have no idea. I know it has Fulbright.
I mean, if you type dot into chat, what comes up?
Dot S.
So the only commands that come up are dot and dot S.
Just dot S. You want me to go through it? Use /OS with script name first.
Okay, yeah, so that should be fine, unless they have like a custom script that is activated by a dot that happens to be the exact same. If they have a actually, if there's a space there, Lunar Client would be fine. I'm only aware of one false positive that happened. And the false positive that we ran into was because somebody was testing the anti-cheat, and the error message that they got was basically like, that's not a valid command. So they were like clicking accept the rules and getting like an error message. And that's how the person figured out how our anti-cheat worked, and then he offered us money for it. Which, in hindsight, I wish that we had sold to him, because Minecraft broke it in the next update, so it no longer worked. Which, in the grand scheme of things, is kind of dumb. But, what you gonna do?
I'm not sure how to use some of these tools.
How to use what tools?
Like the levitation stick. It says this
Oh,
stick lets you place blocks mid-air. Right-click to highlight what block is affected. Left-click to place the block from offhand. So I need to place offhand. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should show some particles when you like right click, and then I think when you punch it places it. It
Yeah.
only works on certain blocks, and it only works when you're looking up.
I'm familiar with the debug stick.
Yeah, well, it's a custom debug stick. You like, there's a couple of them. The matchstick copy and pastes block data, and then the debug stick cycles through different options. The debug stick actually allows you to place invisible like mob blocks, or it lets you place non-collidable walls.
Ascend is pretty nice.
So you can
I like that.
say that again.
Ascend is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, for going up to walls, floors. I'm thinking it's gonna run off ender pearls. Because it gives ender pearls a bit of a use.
Random stick. Place the stick in your offhand to use it. Check all your hotbar inventory slots starting from the left. It will add a block to a list to stop when it's a non-block. So dirt, sand, cookie, stone.
It's basically if you have like your hotbar full of stuff, you can just start placing them randomly. So if you have like red wool, white wool, blue wool in your hotbar in like the 3 leftmost slots, it will place one of them at random whenever you go to place a block.
I see. GTFO button. Early discharge. Matchstick. This stick copy and paste block states to select matchstick from our unknown or incomplete command. snot shot. Hood shot though.
Yeah.
Use most surfaces. TBD won't work. These. Okay. Using the electrical to speed you up. Sneaking will weaken the elastic pull. It's weaker than another, but shoots farther. Holding an offhand, punching an empty hand will make you jump forwards. Let's try this.
Huh. Huh.
That's cool.
I'm popping in. Yeah, so I'm behind you.
Hi.
So the snot shot, if you shoot something that's far away, it's bouncy. And if you sneak, it will lower you down more.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you let go of it, you can kind of use to fling yourself up. I had the idea of doing them. This is what I was hoping to use for. Actually, you probably can't see this yet,
There's a question mark.
but you can't. Yeah. But you probably can't see these.
I can see those.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you wear them, they're the armor that I'm wearing.
I'm working on it. My inventory's full.
Yeah. So that is studded leather armor. That used to be a vanilla armor that they removed, but it's dyeable.
So I can use the texture puffs on it.
You can wait. Say it again. So you can.
Use texture puffs?
No. It's like actually dyed like leather. So do you see how like it's got the red going on? Oh.
But for me, I got cosmetics. I got the staff and I got a raccoon on my shoulder.
Okay, maybe it's a bit different. It's basically just the chainmail armor on top of leather armor,
Yeah, I see chain.
and you can dye. Yeah. So really,
Yeah. You
what am I wearing to you?
Chainmail. You
Is it red underneath the chainmail, or is it just like my normal?
Your stripy shirt.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna send you a screenshot because that's not at all what it's supposed to look like.
Give me a second. I'm lagging.
All good.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It could be that you said you're on 1.21.5.
Yeah, I'm on the latest version.
It might be that it only works in 1.21.4. Maybe they changed something, or maybe they're doing something weird. Because that should be in the pack, but it wouldn't surprise me that Minecraft has decided that they are going to change how resource packs work again. Because I know that like this won't work. This is gonna end really soon for you. but you can see the car. You just probably can't. Can you see the car, or can you just not see the track?
I've seen a bunch of garbage.
What do you mean a bunch of garbage? What do you mean a bunch of garbage?
It's a bunch of shapes just kind of mishmashing around. It's not really anything. If you go to my stream, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, I didn't realize you were streaming. Where did I put? I'm gonna switch over to my PC because I don't know where I set my phone down. It might be downstairs.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey. Where are you streaming? Oh, there it is.
If you've got a Creative Junction and some self promo.
No, I can. It's making me watch an ad.
You don't use AdBlock?
I have one. I think it's just out of date, or maybe it's because I'm watching it in a different browser. I found that my ad block lately is blocking the audio.
I don't mind ads so much as long as it's not like too intrusive. If I see one or two ads during a video, I'm fine. But if it's like an ad every few fucking seconds, it's gonna piss me off.
What is that rotating cube?
Oh, it's part of my staff.
It's part of your Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Alright.
See?
So what do you see if I do this? I have to wait for your stream to update.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like I said, a bunch of garbage.
Are you using a pack that you downloaded from the server, or are you using a pack that you already had?
You want to see the packs that I have?
Yeah, like, are you getting it from the server, or are you running a pack that you, like, have locally downloaded?
Here's my resource packs. World-specific resources, fabric mods, and default.
I have to wait for your thing to load.
Yeah, I know. I stream it to Discord as well, but it makes me lag like a motherfucker.
That's interesting. So look at my stream, if you can through Discord.
Let me go to the server. Minecraft decided to reload this pack, so it's going to take me a second. Okay, I'm watching your stream. That is not what I see at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm like a little confused by it. I'm going to disable it and download it from the server, but I feel like one of your mods is actually breaking how my custom model data works.
thing is, I have a lot of mods in Lunar Client disabled.
Yeah.
It's like Skyblock shit, I don't need. Bed Wars, I don't need. So I just disable all that crap.
I have one other idea for what it might be. Try connecting to it directly by the test IP.
The following resource packs are incompatible with Sodium server. Something. Check the game log for detailed information.
Oh, so it tells you that it's incompatible with sodium. That's nice, at least. Did it load?
Is there a way that I can disable Sodium? I don't know.
It would be a mod. I don't know if there's a way to disable it or not. The part that won't be compatible should be the map, but the vehicle should work.
I want to Google it. It's not like me for a second.
Alright. Cool, I'm getting an ad. I think it's still green wool for you.
I have to disable. I have to completely exit out and use a different version.
Yeah, I think the shader doesn't work with anything that's not 0.4 because the core shaders are like version dependent for some fucking reason.
What version should I use?
1.21.4 vanilla was what I know would work.
1.21.4.
Is that devil lettuce or is that nicotine?
Nicotine.
I'm disappointed. Devil's lettuce is where it's at.
I get drug tested.
Well, okay. That's disappointing.
Alright, I'm relaunching Minecraft. I wish it was the devil's lettuce though. If Trump
Yeah,
would get off his ass and legalize marijuana like he fucking said he would, then I could legally actually smoke it.
Look. He's busy doing other shit, alright?
I've been harassing him on X/Twitter, telling him to legalize this shit every fucking day.
I had somebody that kept calling it X, and I'm like, do you mean Twitter? And they're like, I mean X. I'm like, do you mean Twitter? They're like, I mean X. I'm like, as a trans person, shouldn't you understand you shouldn't be dead naming? And they're like, you can't bring the fact that I'm trans
That's funny.
into this argument.
What's awesome is that my community doesn't know my past.
Define your past.
They don't know. They know about the flag in my background.
Yeah.
They know that I'm male. I identify as male.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wording that carefully. You get my drift?
Okay, so were you born female?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were, but earlier when you said like I'm part of the LGB and like left out the T, I like paused. I was like, did I just misremember that you were trans? And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna assume that I'm like misremembering or I'm thinking of a different panda or something.
Yep.
So, okay, so I'm not crazy and forgetful.
Yeah,
I was remembering that. Okay. So how does it feel to be unable to compete in sports?
Feels great, actually. Fuck them.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you're a big fan of sports.
I really don't care.
Fair enough. When you join, I'm gonna test something and see if it makes you lag out.
Okay. I'm still downloading stuff. I'm downloading entirely a new client.
Okay.
It's still Lunar client, it's just different version and all that.
Yep. I am currently running a thing on my stream.
Let's see. Discord. Down they go.
Yep.
Move Discord up to the other screen. Yeah, I know there's updates. Fuck off, I'm going to get Linux updates. My computer is not compatible with Windows 11, so I upgraded to Linux.
I mean, you can always do a workaround to get Windows 11 running.
I could,
on unsupported hardware, but it gets kind of janky.
I could, but why would I want to? Microsoft's like, oh, we're going to end support for Windows 11 or Windows 10. And I'm like, why? Like, there's so many people that still use Windows 10.
Well, that was the thing with XP. When they were getting rid of XP, they're like, there's so many people using XP. But XP, they stopped updating it 13 years later.
Yeah. XP was a good system. I liked 7.
But Windows 10 came out It came out in 2015.
10 years, not bad.
Yeah. Whereas Windows 11 came out in 21. So when Windows 11 came out, you could only update it to it basically if your computer was like built in the last 3 years, and then Windows 10 was only supported for like 3 years afterwards. So like,
if Microsoft's going to be the
difference-
major contributor to e-waste because of the whole TPM and secure boot requirement. I have secure boot, I just don't have TPM too.
Depending on your motherboard, you can get TPM2 chips that are like add-ons.
It's a laptop, I don't feel like fucking with that.
Laptops are annoying.
I'm trying to save up to get a desktop computer because, number one, they're upgradable, and number two, I prefer to have a desktop.
Okay. I'm gonna go watch a video on a Cybertruck. It looks interesting and janky.
By the way, we now know that there's some problems with sodium, so don't use sodium.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, there's a problem with everything. Apparently, that was the issue with Optifine, is they found that Optifine couldn't run on, like, every computer, and that's why Optifine didn't become, like, part of Minecraft. At one point, they were looking at incorporating it.
There's some versions of Lunar Client that have Optifine, but this version that I'm trying to run now doesn't have it.
It happens.
Building cache. But yeah, my user base had zero clue this whole time that I would want a female. I'm also pretty fucking tall.
You're tall?
Yeah, I'm 6'7".
That's a tall boy.
Yeah. But there's a reason I take the T out of the LGBTQIA plus stuff. And it's because of the children.
The children's?
Yeah. The whole transgender thing, or the transgender. I don't like the whole they them thing. Like, if you're trans,
Well, they would agree with you.
If you're trans, you're going from male to female or female to male. If you're just going to be androgynous, or you're just saying I'm something else, you're not trans. Trans is transitioning from one gender to another. If all you need to do is change your wardrobe to get rid of gender dysphoria, you don't have gender dysphoria. I know that's going to piss some people off, but fuck them. Come on, finish building, cache, and load. Jesus Christ. The first
For
load
some
is
reason-
always slow. You're about to say?
There it goes. It loaded my Cybertruck for some reason instead of the vehicle I was trying to load.
By the way, guys,
You
keep
like
in
my
mind this is Minecraft.
Can they even see my screen?
Yeah, they can see you.
Okay. I want to see if I could make it so the bumper could fall off the Cybertruck and be like a road hazard. It can bottom out though. So it's possible to put enough weight on it that it bottoms out.
By the way, my viewers, I'm sorry about the lag. I am loading up Minecraft myself.
Is there anybody here besides me?
There's 2 people watching.
Oh, hello, 2 people that I don't know. I set this sim to run for longer than I should have. But it's weird how well this map works for like a physics-based racetrack.
Downloading a resource pack 1 of 1. This is on preview, right? Yeah.
There it goes. So, yeah. The only thing is the cars and stuff from this version of it are not added to the resource pack yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. There's like a leftover test thing.
I didn't get an error message this time.
For a truck.
Okay, I'm loaded in.
It's loading now. Yeah, that's loading. That's definitely loaded in. Oh, you left the game.
I didn't intend to.
I think you lagged out.
Connection lost. Internal exception. Java.net socket exception connection reset.
But you can see the map now, at least.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can see where I'm driving. Oh, I do have a thing for killing display entities loaded. So this, I killed all the visuals. There we go.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hello.
You're red now.
Yep, and it should load for you. Can you see things now?
Yeah, I'm in a car.
Yeah, alright, so I'll explain the controls to you. So space is brake. WASD is like forward, backwards, left, and right. But do you see my front tires?
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit shift, they will turn more. If you hit control, they will turn more. And if you hit shift and control, they'll do like a sharp turn. However, it's still physics-based, so if you're driving and you try and do like a sharp turn, it'll basically just like ignore the turn for the most part. It's almost like hitting the brakes while turning. But if you're doing like a reverse, you can use it to like quickly like spin around. Or if you're going at like a slow, like a low speed, like you're trying to actually turn, you
This
can
is
use
hard
to
to
have like a
control.
really tight turning radius.
Oh man, I got disconnected again.
Yeah. Oh, you disconnected again, yeah. I think part of it is the render distance is really high, and it's not in a void world, which I need to do. And your ping will influence the delay in turning.
Yeah, I'm streaming, so my ping's gonna be high.
Yeah. The issue is it's one visual the entire time. I should be able to change that, but it would have performance consequences because it would basically be rendering the models multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Where's the Neon City at?
Oh, I could take you there. Sudo u server survival. Cannot sudo u. Okay. Do / server survival, all one word.
Okay, I did it.
Okay. Oh, you're here.
Yay! Neon City.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. In theory, this could be used as a racetrack.
Yeah, it's supposed to be covered in black concrete to simulate like permanent nighttime too, but
Oh, I can just set it in a world that's constantly nighttime.
yeah, that too. But this is the Neon
But
City.
yeah, it is here. It is. Yeah, remember I always said it's like warp. Oh, whoa, what's this?
Yeah.
That's the command for it.
Okay. I wanted to show this off because This took a lot of hard work and a lot of time.
Yeah. I remember you were quite upset when it got just re-yeeted, and they're like, no, 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 we don't have it anymore. And then meanwhile, I'm like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
You were literally like, hey, I made us a spawn. And they were like, we're not going to use your spawn. We're going to use our own spawn. We lost your spawn. And then we found out that they were just straight up lying about having lost your spawn because they still had it. Not only that, I was like a mod at the time, and they're like, yeah, somebody nuked the spawn. We don't have a backup. And I'm like, yes, you do. I can show you where it is. I've been to it before. You have a backup stored on like a backup of the map that you guys have on this server. And they're like, no, we don't. And they just didn't use it. I'm like, yes, you do. I have fucking been there before. I found it while I was still like a player. You guys world edited it in from one map into another, and you still have the old map here. No, we don't. Okay.
Yeah, that was back when they thought I would hack the server.
Yeah, freaking hackser boy. Honestly, my current headcanon is the new staff wanted to start over without dealing with like the leftover stuff from like Josh and everybody else, and like having the command blocks and everything, and they're just like, we don't know what command blocks exist, we don't know all the little like
did you get rid of the command blocks in here?
No. If you step on it, it still tells you, like, you're going to XYZ.
No, there's still command blocks in here.
Oh, it's showing me an ad right now. I can't see your stream. Oh, command blocks down in here. What do these do?
I forget.
Oh. One of them just does, like, the time on server thing. But that's good to know.
Yeah, I did these blocks.
Yeah.
Out of 10. Yeah, thanks for letting me come to the Neon City.
Hey, I think I specifically imported it and made it a warp so that you could find it. Because I was like, hey, I found the thing. Did I send it to you? Because I thought at some point I sent it to you.
Yeah, I have the file for it.
Okay. Yeah, you should just be able to load it into anything that has that as an option. But yeah, I have considered using this as some sort of a spawn.
Yeah, have you checked out the warps, the teleporters?
No, I don't think they. I don't know if they still work.
They don't.
Yeah, but I know that they're there. I mean, in theory, I could have this be a. I kind of like the idea of having this be like one of the vehicle spawn areas.
I forgot about that. You're about to embark on an epic adventure full of signs to read. Oh no, so many signs explaining things. I remember that. You're about to enter a world with no moisture but molten brimstone, magma, soul sand, and dangerous creatures. We've made the portals, but we don't know where they came from, but now the beasts are unleashed, oinking their horrifying oinks and snorts, but now it's too late to close the massive portals to hell. And the pigmen have come to nest in the world. Save us, destroy the pigmen. I remember this portal. Oh, it took me somewhere. That's funny.
Damn, darn tootin' signs.
That was supposed to go to the pigman portal farm.
Oh, I remember the pigman portal farm down at Slime Time. The freaking giant monstrosity.
Yeah.
Just the infinite gold generator.
I made an auto smelter. My hubby sent me a message. What did he say? Guys, I want to end this stream here.
I had your stream full screen, so I didn't realize JD Owen had asked if we're using a keyboard